Hello, and thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules to join me today. I hope that there's something within this video that is a benefit to you or to somebody that you know. Please like, subscribe, share to this video, leave a comment down below. I really would love to hear your opinion on this video or any of the others. You can also find us, in case something should happen, on Rumble and Odyssey and Local. It's free to sign up on any of those. You will find other opportunities for media sources having that the certain speech seems to be considered hate speech, mainly quoting the scriptures. I do that sometimes. You can also find us on Minds and Getter. Please feel free to find us there. You can also find our accounting services that are being offered under dlmentors.com. We are confidential and secure as required by the federal government. So go ahead and take a look. A disclaimer, in no way is anything within the video episodic formats intended to be financial advice or financial counseling or anything financial. Get advice in private with a professional. Today, I just wanted to look at a couple things as, well, it's interesting at the moment. Today, I kind of wanted to start with, I don't know if you've heard about this particular one. I did. California panel approves recommendation to provide reparation payments to black residents. $1.2 million per resident. Now, California was never a slave state. Actually, as far as the Civil War is concerned, it was a northern state. There were never any slaves there. So I question why California is paying reparations. 6 of the 9 people on the panel were, of course, black. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the idea that everybody should get $1.2 million based on the color of your skin. Not racist, I'm told. Sounds kind of racist to me, but what do I know? I grew up about, 500 yards, 800 yards? My mom's still alive, I'm sure she'll tell me, from an oil refinery. So whatever, that's supposed to be something that, they want you to believe only African Americans, blacks grew up around that kind of thing, that, it wasn't an equal opportunity. Not to dox myself too much. It was LA. Grew up in LA. But this will total $800 billion just for the state of California alone. Now, also what concerns me is the fact that they actually agreed to the reparations. It's not supposed to be racism because it's supposed to be even Kennedy's BS about you need present racism to correct past racism to prevent future racism. And that's like listening to Kamala Harris talk. Because the idea that this socialist utopia we're trying to create here in America, it can't happen. For multiple reasons, but least of which being you cannot force equity upon people. And this was something within the teachings of the scripture. May I also point out that California's GDP is about $600 billion a year, which they are currently in a deficit of $36 billion that has to be paid to by the American taxpayer. The federal government will bail out California, much as it did during COVID. I didn't forget about that. I hope you didn't either. That was your tax money going to pay those socialist ideas that are going on in California. Again, showing that this stuff can't work. Just like slavery couldn't work. Economically, it was doomed to fail. It really was. We forget about that. We don't bring up indentured servants, but these people are supposed to be repaid for redlining, ancestral slavery, that kind of thing. And I'm like, how much am I supposed to get for growing up near an oil refinery? Just curious. I lived in California during those times. I can document it, I'm sure. So, no, skin color, not racist. Okay. Someone help me explain it to me. Leave a comment down below. Explain to me how that is not a racist idea. But it's a Democrat idea. We can all agree on that. It goes on, 9 members of the Reparation Task Force was created by a law signed by Governor Gavin Newsom in the aftermath of George Floyd killing and protests. And what got me was when Representative Barbara Lee, a Democrat, socialist, why don't you people just call yourselves socialists? A socialist from California, who is co-sponsoring a bill in Congress, our Congress, U.S. Congress, to study restitution proposals for Black Americans. Nationwide reparations are not only morally justifiable. I just went over the essay of the law, 2 episodes of it. Explain to me how under those, even the discussion of how the law should be just, this is not some form of legal plunder. Socialist concept, very anti-Christian. I might as well just say it. Stealing is kind of a no-no. Even if it's legal, it's still stealing. It's, I don't know, I guess, like pride, it kind of got missed. Not only morally justifiable. Again, and even Max Kennedy, Kamala Harris, maybe. I don't see how it's morally justifiable. But they have the potential to address long-standing racial disparities and inequities. Someone explain to me what they consider long-standing disparities and inequities. Don't even get me started on how vets are treated, racial disparities and equity. So that's basically whatever they feel like saying it is, going back to the climate justice for all. That's the same kind of wording with that. The approved recommendations range from the creation of a new agency to provide services to slave descendants to calculations on compensation. How is this fair and just? What about all the migrants that came after the Civil War? What about all the migrants now? This law doesn't even make sense. Unless you're in a socialist regime. There's no way under American law this makes sense. Under the American Constitution, these executive orders, these extra agencies, this extra spending in any way is constitutional, other than the fact that Congress approves it every year. With just like was said recently, that they're going to go ahead and increase the debt limit. At some point, the bill comes due. At some point, America has to pay its bills. Oh, Lord help us when it comes time for that. And then I came across this, where Louisiana mom of trans kid testifies to State House that eating green vegetables is a sign of trans identity. When Janet Yellen says that the economy, have an abortion to help the economy. I wish I had the clip. I'm going to have to find it. How is this any different than sacrificing our children for money? I saw this and I heard that what they were pushing back in the 70s to be the U.S. Navy's theme song. YMCA in the Navy. Just, my heart sank. This is not the Navy I know. This shows me this is not the Navy I was in. This is, and if nothing else, this is not the Navy I was in, because this person talks about how doing their drag shows, being this drag ambassador, allows them to insert their identity within the Navy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what boot camp's for? To erase your identity? This dude lost it. He lost it in boot camp. And make you able to be part of a fighting unit, not an individual within a unit. That's what I understood boot camp was like for me. I don't know about you all, but that's what they were trying to do. Break you down to be part of a fighting unit, not an individual within that unit. You were just another soldier, just another sailor, just another flyboy, just another jarhead. I'm ex-Navy. It was going to come out at some point. This is not my Navy. This is not our Navy. This is not a strong Navy. This is a Navy in disgrace. This is a Navy hurting to supply its numbers. This is scary. This is horrifying. I mean, I'm all for letting people be people. What you do in your bedroom's your own damn business. I don't care. All the memes, all the jokes are now true. Oh, God, help us all. Gives a whole new meaning to damn the torpedoes full speed ahead. They're the digital spokesperson, and they really do talk about their individuality. And it goes on, they didn't know their individuality until such time as they really became in the Navy and were allowed to express themselves in drag shows. And what was the old joke? 60 men go to sea, 30 couples come back. Oh, this for me is scary. This for me is the apocalypse. This for me is the end of days. This is not reality. This is Yeoman second class, active duty sailor. Not my Navy. Not the Navy I was in. It's my best friend. His son was looking to join the military. And I had him hooked up to talk to a lieutenant commander I know. And he was actually going to go sign up for the Navy. He said at the time they were a little too concerned about pronouns for his liking or taste, so he joined the Army. Well, better the Army than the Marines. I would have said the Air Force, but I don't know. I don't know these days. I'm kind of worried. I mean, last thing I want to be is in a foxhole ship. I don't know what's happening to our military, but I am really scared that these people, our government, is not going to be able to protect us, just like they're not able to protect us with regards to the border. Oh, we're going to be at war with China here soon. Is it the end of days? I don't know. We'll be taken up before it happens. If it's not the end of days, wow. I'm kind of worried it's not the end of days because of Washington's prophecy of what's going to happen. This is why I'm kind of concerned that the rapture's not going to happen anytime soon, people. We need to keep the faith, despite what's going to happen, despite how it appears to be, because, oh yeah, they're not going after Christianity, just the patriarchy is bad. Okay, a little confused there, but Jesus is the way. Jesus died so that everybody, not just a particular tribe of Israelites, but everybody could make it into heaven. Jew or Gentile could make it into heaven. And yes, I pray for this gentleman that he might be able to find redemption and the glory of God. When was the last time you prayed for our nation? Spent 10 minutes a day? I usually say read a good book, 10 pages of a good book. But when was the last time you prayed for our nation? I am concerned. So with that, I want to say thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy schedules. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below whether you liked it or not. You can check us out on dlmentors.com, where you can find the accounting portion of our business, where everything is secure and confidential. In disclaimer, in no way is any of the episodic videos meant to be intended for financial consulting, financial planning, financial advice. Please go ahead and feel free to follow us on Rumble, Odyssey, and Locals, as you can go ahead and follow us on all of these services for free, as well as Getter and Minds. I want to say thank you very much, and I want to leave you real quick with Galatians 6:9, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. So do not give up the faith. Take 10 minutes a day to pray for our nation, as well as pray for yourself, and pray that others who are misled may be able to find redemption before it is too late. So with that, united we stand, divided we fall. God bless you, and God bless America.